Okay, you ready? Yeah. All right, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Cabell County Board of Education, and we have some special guests with us this evening who are going to present the callers and conduct our Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank the cadets from the Huntington High Junior ROTC for taking care of that for us this evening. Very well done. Thank you. We'll start with our special celebrations this evening. Dr. Ashley Stevens.
President Polly, board members, Superintendent Hardesty, Counselor Hornbuckle-Myers, it is great to be with you. We have some really exciting individual student celebrations. I know sometimes we get to do a team or a group or a class, but we have two students with us today who have excelled all on their own in ways that are really, really quite impressive. So we're going to start with our newest author. Barboursville Middle School student Paylin Liu debuts her first novel. She's in 7th grade, and she wrote the novel entitled To Survive the Glitch, an Immortal World Novella. I'll set it up so you guys can check it out. It was listed in the as a supernatural mystery, and the book explores what happens after a man finds a book written by no one. No one had signed it, and the back was just violet coloring. He wondered who would buy such a book for such a prestigious library, or if anyone even read it. He flipped through the book, and blank pages greeted him in white. There was nothing written in it at all. So I'm going to invite Paylin up to talk to you a little bit about it, and her teacher, Holly Baumgartner, is here, so she's going to share a little bit about this accomplishment as well.
So I wish everybody could be a teacher because then they would see that the future is very hopeful and very bright. They could meet the Paylins of the world. This is a student who completely on her own with no help from any teacher or her family, her parents, not only wrote a book by herself, but also had it published. So she's simply amazing, and we're so proud of her at Barboursville Middle School. And we would really encourage everybody to go to Amazon and buy your own copy to support our middle school author.
Well, thank you for having me here, first of all. I'm really happy that I got to I'm really happy that I got to publish my book, I guess, because, well, I do love writing. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I liked writing. I had written since I started writing in elementary school with a few of my friends. We decided really early on that we should definitely write a book, not together, maybe like individually. And so we started writing then. I had plans to write a book that's still in progress. This is not that book in 6th grade. But then I was like, I might as well write this one first because it's supposed to like go along with the other one because it's a novella. So I wrote this one first. Originally, it was supposed to just between me and my friends, and I told them about it, and I was like, does anybody want a copy? And at the end of the day, I first had hand-on copies to give to them. Most of my grade already knew about it. So from there, it just, yeah, that's what happened.
Very well done, Palin. And I'll just tell
Thank
you,
you.
when I told my daughter Addison that we were celebrating an author, a 7th grade author from Barbersville Middle, she knew exactly who it was. So your name is out there, and people know about you. So congratulations and very well done.
Thank you.
All right, we also have a student artist who participated in the Huntington Museum of Art T-shirt design art competition. Daniel Kinghorn was the winner in the youth division from ages 5 through 17. His design features the museum's mission statement, "Made in Appalachia," and it won first place. You guys can see it up there. It's really, really neat. I'm going to invite Daniel up to tell you about it, and then Molly Ashworth from the Huntington Museum of Art's gift shop to talk about the competition and how winners were chosen.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to Dr. Stevens for inviting me this evening. On behalf of the Huntington Museum of Art, I am Molly Ashworth, and I am the museum store manager and director of guest services, and I streamline this competition. So this is our second annual HMA t-shirt design competition, and I'm so thrilled of the outcome this year. So out of 108 entries this year, 56 of them were youth and 52 were adult. So how the finalists were chosen, we had a judging session, completely anonymous, where 4 finalists from the youth category and 4 finalists from the adult category were chosen. Those were then posted online to the HMA Facebook page and then voted on by the public and chosen ultimately by the community to see what design that they wanted on their t-shirts that they were going to be purchasing through the museum. So Daniel's design got 368 votes, which was the highest youth category, which was a lot of people too, and a lot of traction for seeing that. It was shared and it was circulated, and I had people, coming into the museum asking me just about the t-shirt design competition. So even if they didn't follow us, even if they weren't familiar with that, it still gained traction as people shared it too. So Daniel's design really emulates what it means to be made in Appalachia. It is stained glass, which glass is a huge industry in the state. It also shows the New River Gorge Bridge, which was ideally made in Appalachia also. So I think it's a beautiful combination of everything that it means to be made in Appalachia, and I'm really proud that this is the design that is chosen to be the youth category winner for this year. So I would like to welcome Daniel up to speak a little bit about his design.
So, as she did say, well, first of all, I'm Daniel, and I'm grateful to be here today. But first of all, she did pretty well sum it up what I was thinking for my design. It's a stained glass artwork. I did a little bit of research on stuff that was made in Appalachia, and put about an hour into researching this, and I made the design. And then I posted it to their website, and they put it on the Facebook, and I tried to get as many people to repost it as I could. But I had a lot of fun, and it was a great experience to ask the community to go and support the other young artists that were in this competition. But that's all I have to say, so thank you.
Very well done. Congratulations, and I'm sure you're excited to see that in the store. That's pretty cool. Good job.
We'll do photos if you guys don't mind, and I'm going to send everybody up to you since we have small groups.
Dr. Stevens and President Pauly, if you just give me a moment, part of my update, I didn't know how long they wanted to stay this evening, but part of my update, I was going to introduce Major Macy and let him have an opportunity, first of all, to thank him for the work he does, and for our students that came and presented the colors to us this evening, give him an opportunity to say a few words about his program, about his students, before we move on, if that would be okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor and privilege to be here. You guys, I just want I can't say enough about this group. This is our senior color guard. We have 3 that are seniors, one that went to basic training over the summer, Kira figures. Parker Lay, he's planning on going to college after he graduates. Then we have, Callahan, we're not going to hold it against him. I think he's planning on going to the Marine Corps, but he'll end up like Ernie. It's okay. We still love him, though. He's a junior, so there's time. We might be able to fix him. So these young people have done great things over the past 4 years that I've been with them. They're really, really, really good young people. Like all the kids up there on Huntington High. They just want to be loved and respected, and they've worked hard for that to happen for them. So I just want to appreciate it, Mr. Hardesty, letting me. I forgot Jason Course. Jason Course is planning on going to college as well. I'm trying to get him to think about the Air Force a little bit, but he's a hard nut to crack. So, but thank you guys so much for all that you do for our kids, and we appreciate the invite tonight to come out and see you.
I greatly appreciate you being here this evening, and thank all of you all for your work and what you do, and for representing your families and Cabell County Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll begin with our JROTC, please.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's great to see you.
Okay, we'll keep moving right along to 2.02, which is an update in instruction and leadership services. Mr. Mann.
Good evening, President Pauly, board members, Superintendent Hardestry, Council Hornbuckle Myers. I'm here tonight to talk about high school for the first time for me. They gave me a lot of time to get ready, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, it's great. If you want to look at consent agenda item 4.10, it's titled Forensics. Now, when you see that, if you see forensics, you're probably thinking science, criminal justice, that kind of thing. However, this is actually speech forensics, which I have learned quite a bit about here in the last couple weeks. So when we talk about this, we're going to talk about speech and debate. I know that's been brought here before. And as you know, we offer speech and debate programs at both high schools for grades 9 through 12. Students currently earn credit for that participation through Forensics 1, which is, again, Speech Forensics 1 course code. Now, according to Policy 2510, a course code can only be transcribed one time for a student, which means they only get 1 credit for all those years that they're participating in that speech and debate course. So what we have done is we have gotten together because they can't earn more than 1. We want them to be able to do that. So what you see before you is courses and standards that we put together, and we submit that to you all for approval. And then that goes to the state board for approval. And if that is approved by them, then we can begin to offer those courses so students will get 4 credits instead of the 1 is what it comes down to. The state does offer several other course codes, but they're already in use that we would use them for. For instance, we have some dual credit courses through Marshall and Mount West that we use those other course codes already for. So that's what the need to build those courses are on our own and submit those are for. So we want to make sure that we propose submitting these new standards to the West Virginia Department of Ed for Speech Forensics 2, 3, and 4 is what you see there. We already have Forensics 1, but we need 2, 3, and 4. We'll review these and adjust them as needed if they send stuff back to us for future updates. One important thing to note here is we don't need additional staff to teach these courses. I thought that might be a question. We are at Mr. Snyder at Huntington High and Ms. Eskew at Cabell Midland. They already have those students during that time because they're in speech and debate, and that's when they'll deliver those standards. I would like to thank Mr. Snyder at Huntington High, as well as Ms. Chenoweth and Mr. Roush, who are academic specialists in high school. They did all the work that you see in front of you with making those standards and aligning those to those courses. I thought they did a fantastic job, but I wanted to give you an update on that. So that's great. 3 more credits for the high school students and answer any questions that you might have.
We actually had the discussion before the meeting started. Well, this isn't forensic science.
Correct,
This is
yeah.
speech and debate.
Yeah.
And I said, I learned, because of course I had to Google that.
Yeah.
Like, why is it forensic? But yes,
Okay.
very well. Well done by all who were involved, and they put in a lot of time and effort, and they should get credit for it. So
Yes, sir.
that's great.
So I was very impressed with the course list, what's going to be offered in these different levels. I thought they were very interesting, expansive. And I did wonder, I was very curious about who developed it. I'm just thrilled to hear that those were educators within Cabell County Schools that
Yes.
developed those courses. But I'm curious if they're going to be public performances.
So I do know, I mean, they compete. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Just from the experience that I've had with them and being a judge, they compete regularly and they typically do that on a Saturday, except at the state level. It's a 2-day tournament, and it starts early, way too early, and their awards at the end of Saturday are usually somewhere between 4 and 6 in the evening, and then they all travel back home. But as far as public performances, they take place in schools around the region, and I haven't seen the public be there because the setting is the student. You've got 2 students competing, or if it's in speech, you've got students that are actually competing against each other, and there are judges there scoring them. And so typically the championship round, and I might be way out in left field here, but from my experience, the championship round, most of the students that have competed and the sponsors and the judges all go watch that. So that's really the only audience they have. But I don't know that there's any rules against anyone coming to watch that on any of those.
Thank you.
Been through lots of them, and it's amazing what those students can do. It's really amazing.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to 2.03, which is an update in operations and support. Mr. Boggs.
Good evening, Board President, Board members, Superintendent, and General Counsel. I've got a very brief update today, but please know we've got a lot going on with the Woody Williams Center and getting ready to prepare to move for that. So on the agenda for tonight that you're going to see under 4.03, that is equipment rental service, or ERS, and that is the movement of a scissor lift for the alignment machine for automotive technology classroom, and that's to actually reuse that equipment and move it, because it's only about 3 years old, and it was cost effective to go ahead and move that equipment. Even though there's a cost to that compared to what a new one would cost, this is a savings to us. I can't expect, we are still working through a paint booth that for the collision repair. We did an on-site visit of a local paint booth here that is at industry standard. So we're working on that, as well as many other things like welders and different things to purchase some of that equipment. And then working with the movers, which is a very complex endeavor to try to move the Career Center, but we're going to be able to do that, and we have a meeting with the movers and the teachers tomorrow to go over kind of the expectations and how they can prepare for that. So there's a lot of things going on with the Career Center, and the building is nearing completion. It looks very, very, very good, and to walk through it and just how exciting it is to see that facility come to nearly completed. We do have a couple agenda changes for today, and if you look on your agenda on page 10, and we're going to be looking at 5053S, close to the bottom, 5053S, and that is resignations, service personnel, Christine Ziegler. We're going to go ahead and pull that one. That is 5053S under resignations. We're going to pull that item.
Mr. Boggs, I believe it might be on page 9.
Oh, was it on? Okay.
Let me make sure.
Chapter 6, 6.0.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Do you all have that page?
It's right under it's the very first thing under 6.02. I don't have a page number on mine, but it's the very first item under 6.02. And it's at the bottom of the page.
Okay, I apologize. I mean, depending on when I printed mine and and the page numbers. And then the next one is going to be under 5059S, under specialized healthcare procedures, contract service personnel. And that is it's going to be 5060S under employment, substitute service personnel, and Christine L. Ziegler. Again, that's 5060S, Christine Ziegler, and we're going to remove that one as well.
Can you turn back one page for me? I apologize. I think we just missed a page on the copy. That's all good. The one that's posted is correct. I think they just missed a page on the copy. At least mine did.
Okay, any other items? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Boggs. All right, That takes us to 2.04, which is communications from the superintendent. Mr. Hardesty.
Thank you, President Pauly. I'd like to begin again by thanking our JROTC from Huntington High School that was here. As you know, this month we celebrate Veterans Day. We have a lot of veterans that work in our district. We have a lot of students that are committing their lives to serving in our services for our community. And just wanted to take a moment and thank them and thank Huntington High School JROTC for coming this evening and presenting the colors. And we will be looking forward to Cabell Midland's JROTC coming on our next meeting in November to do the same. A few things that have went on recently since we last met. Today, I had the great fortune, it's always nice when you're presented a check. It did not have my name on it, however. It had the Cabell County Foundation on it. And our Firefighter Smarter Than a Fifth Grader competition that we recently had. It was a fun event put on by the Huntington Fire Department, the Foundry Theater, and the Good Time Show. We discussed that at our last meeting, I believe. But today, Anthony Sapp from the Fire Department, Rachel Allinger from the Foundry Theater, and Michael Valentine from the Good Time Show stopped by to present the foundation with a check for $1,300 from that event. We're very grateful to that team that made it possible. And we are especially proud of our brilliant fifth graders. We look forward to more opportunities to collaborate with them in the future. Another great thing that happened recently, on October 28th, the United Way of the River Cities hosted its 4th annual Read Across the River Cities in 3rd grade classrooms. The featured book this year was Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. What was really neat is every student received their own copy of the book and a bookmark so they could go home and read that with their family. And talking with the United Way of River Cities, and Mr. Flowers informed me that they were in 6 counties around the region. They had 221 total volunteers in 60 elementary schools, which was fantastic. In Cabell County, they were in all of our elementaries with 94 volunteers. We appreciate the efforts of United Way of the River Cities and very grateful to everyone who volunteers to help our students. We really appreciate that. Yesterday, we had the opportunity, along with President Pauly, Mr. Boggs, and Mr. Rockman, to present to the West Virginia School Building Authority our requested project of a new roof for the Woody Williams Center for Advanced Learning and Careers for their roof. And we will find out in December if that project is funded. We are hopeful that it will be, and that will continue the partnership that we have had over the years with the West Virginia School Building Authority. We currently have one project that is still ongoing with them, which is Ona Elementary, and they have nearly funded all of that when there's a very small match from the county for the Ona project, so we're still working on that one. Speaking of the Woody Williams Center, we currently have adult opportunities where they can sign up for classes. They're accepting applications there for the adult program offerings that will take place in January, starting at the Woody Williams Center. The programs starting in January 26 are for the following. We have automotive technology, electrical technician. That program will begin in July. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, medical assisting, welding, and also in July, a practical nursing program, the LPN program, will be getting a new cohort. Furthering that just a little bit more, one of the items on the agenda this evening is a transportation efficiency study, and that would be through Mountain State ESC. The whole thought process behind this is to look at our transportation department to see if there's a more efficient way we can run that, so we can see if we have drivers that we could free up from what they're currently doing. And I want to make it really clear, it's not to eliminate bus drivers. It's to try to use the resources that we currently have to provide more opportunities to our students at the Career Center. And so my hope is that starting next fall, a student doesn't have to decide if they're going to be a Cabell Midland student, a Huntington High School student, or a Woody Williams student. They could be any of those. And so I would like to see us be able to offer more shuttles during the day instead of just early morning, lunch, and evening, where we could do that 3 or 4 times in the morning. If a student needs to go there for one class, they could hop the bus, go there for graphic design or whatever it is, and go back to their home school for the rest of their day. It's a novel idea. Principal Ash and I have talked about this quite a bit, and we feel like it would be able to offer the programs that we have there to even more students instead of narrowing it down to where they have to spend at least a half day there. So that study has 4 different outcomes. One will be a possibility of combining some routes to free up those resources. And again, those resources not to eliminate anyone, it's to use the resources towards transporting students to and from the Woody Williams Center throughout the day to allow for additional classes to be offered. It would also extend the Career Center hours in the morning and the evening instead of having to wait until after they get to Huntington High School or Cabell Midland and get there and then have to leave early to get back to catch their other bus. That could just be another bus stop on those routes. Potentially, that's what we're hoping for. And then also conduct a special education and transportation efficiency audit just to make sure we're utilizing those 20 special education bus routes that we have to their capacity. We had a really interesting letter that was shared with us by Chief Anthony Jividen of the Barbersville Fire Department, or Barbersville Police Department, I wanted to share with the board. And it involves the bomb dog that they have that we worked with them to obtain last year. And as you know, that's something that we get to use anytime that we feel like we need that, anytime that we have to use something, it's always available to us, and we certainly appreciate that. And that investment certainly keeps our staff, our students, and our schools safe, but it also serves our communities in other ways, and I wanted to share that. The K-9 was recently utilized at Marshall University, and Chief Jividen actually received the following letter from Marshall University Police Department. That on behalf of Marshall University Police Department, I'd like to send our sincere appreciation for your invaluable support during the Turn Point event held on 28th of October 2025. Officer Martinez, along with the expert deployment of bomb dog Chico, played a critical role in ensuring the safety and security of our venue. The professionalism, precision, and calm assurance they brought to the task were deeply reassuring to our staff, guests, and participants. It's clear that his dedication to public safety goes above and beyond, and we are truly grateful for his service. The Barbersville Police Department is fortunate to have a committed and capable team, and we look forward to the opportunity to work with you again in the future. So I thought that was just really nice. I wanted to share that with the board. Thanks to Mr. Thomas for sharing that with all of us when he received that. And really, outside of just a couple of things looking ahead, on November 13th, we have all-county choir for elementary schools. November the 11th is Veterans Day, and we have our fall break on November 24th through the 28th. And just a reminder to the board members, we all have training on November 15th, and I think all of you have already signed up for that for the board training. So that concludes my update.
All right, thank you. 2.05 is delegations to be heard. We have any signed up for that? And then we'll move on to section 3. 3.01 is board member comments. Do you have any comments?
Yes, we do. So I'd like to make a report about the puzzle competition we had October 10th at the Student Center on Marshall's campus, working the Marshall puzzle. It was a fundraiser for Cabell County Schools Foundation, and I wasn't thinking about presenting this story tonight until you mentioned the event with Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader that I had to miss because I was out of town, and I hated missing that Ashley had a part in organizing. She said it was a fabulous event. And so the event I want to talk about for briefly was the puzzle competition. Well, I really have to thank Ashley. She was instrumental in getting the word out to our Cabell County employees. She also brought George Shaw? Swan. George Swan, who won the Service Personnel of the Year for the 24-25 school year. He came and presented to the crowd about the service award, and the reason he did that is the Cabell County Schools Foundation provided the $1,000 gift for him for winning that Service Personnel of the Year. Ashley was also able to bring 2 teachers that had gotten many grants from the foundation. The event was so much fun. We had 15 teams of participants. You had to have a team of 4. We had teams of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had a team from Eddie Tucker's engineering, architecture firm. They had a big team that came. Tim Hardesty and his wife came. Tim's son and his girlfriend were part of that team. And this mother came in with her 2 little Spring Hill students, the little kindergartner and a 2nd grader. They wandered in. She had no idea really what it was. She just kind of, heard about it. And so we put them with Tim's team. And of course, at the end we gave trophies. And Tim's team won the Biggest Heart Award, of course, no surprise. We had a team from the pharmacy school that participated. They got the Team Spirit Award. As I said, I wasn't planning to present, but I will be presenting to the foundation this Thursday at their meeting a check for, and I was going to try to look real fast, but I had posted the total. It is somewhere in the 2000s what we made for that event. Well, I do have another event that we're going to have to benefit the foundation, and that is this Friday evening down at West Edge Factory. Sassa Wilkes had the idea. She coordinates art events there and other things. She had the idea that we should have an event where all art teachers share a piece of their art, and we have a reception for them, and they display their art down at the art gallery at West Edge Factory, which is down in the Westmoreland part of Huntington. People think it's on the other side of the planet, but it's like 7 minutes from downtown Huntington. It's really not that far away. So she thought it should be all art teachers, and then she mentioned it in a group, and another woman said, how about we invite all educators to present? Well, I mentioned it to the Cabell County Foundation meeting last month, and Ashley said, well, could I share one of my quilts? So I thought, well, all the educators, all the employees of Cabell County Schools should be invited to share their art, whatever it is. So then we also expanded it to Wayne County. Wayne County does not have a foundation, but we're going to try to help them get one started. And they also have been invited. All the employees of Wayne County have been invited. Well, it's all set up. I was down there today. It looks spectacular. We have 2D art, which of course is like a painting or a sketch. We have 3D art, which is like a sculpture. We have written art. We have shoes that have been painted, necklaces that have been made. It is really, really a spectacular show. Now, normally when there is a reception like this at West Edge, and they have one every month because they have a new artist in the art gallery of their venue, they have a new artist exhibit every month, and they always have a reception. And typically, 30% of sales goes to Coalfield Development for having it there, and then 70% goes to the artist. Well, not all this artwork will be for sale, and you're going to be disappointed when you see it because you're going to want to wish you could buy some. Some of it will, and if it is sold, 30% will go to the Wayne County or Cabell County Foundation, 70% to the artist. We invite you. I think is it between 6 and 8? I think it's between 6 and 8 this Friday, and you don't want to miss it. You'll have an opportunity to meet with the artist, talk to them about what they do in their day job, and then what they're doing creatively. We hope you come.
Ms. Childers, just to follow up on that for just a moment, I just wanted to make sure that the public also knows that the money that is raised for the foundation goes directly back into classrooms, into teachers' activities and classrooms for students. The money that goes to the employees for the Teacher and Service Personnel of the Year does flow through the foundation, but it's something that we work with our vendors who sponsor Cabell County Schools to do that. So the money raised
Yep.
does not go to our employees, it goes directly back in the classroom. So I just want to make sure that the public understands that we're not raising money to give to teachers. It's actually, and service personnel, we're raising money to go right back into classrooms. And we appreciate the efforts that, like what you're doing, we greatly appreciate that.
Thank you for explaining that.
All right. Six to eight. Okay, sounds like a lot going on.
I have something. I can't top that. But
Of course not. Who could?
anyway, last Thursday I was on a conference call with the governor's office, the National Guard, and emergency officials throughout the state over concerns of the possible food shortage crisis that we were that was very possible this weekend and still ongoing. But I was tasked with reaching out to different food banks and entities in our county to see if they were having any pop-up distributions or anything. And part of that, they asked us to reach out to our school officials. So I reached out to Mr. Hardesty, and he made us aware of the backpack program that our elementary and middle schools have. And when I relayed that back through the governor's office and the National Guard, they were amazed and in awe of our county that we have such a program that feeds students on the weekends. And that seems to be unheard of most part of the state, and it was a really, really good representation of our county school system for that. So they were very appreciative for what we do for those students.
It's a great program,
Yes.
great program.
Very good. Okay, anything else at this time? Okay, if no more comments, do we have any workshop requests? I know we have a few workshops in the near future dealing with budget issues and, or preparation, I guess I should say, maybe.
Right. Just an overview of where we're at as far as enrollment and what budget would look like as we move into the spring and in the next year. So probably one of those coming up possibly in December and January, or however the board would like to schedule those. We can make that work.
All right. If nothing else, we'll move right along to section 4, which is our consent agenda. We've heard about, I think, just a couple of those items, and then there are a few more smaller contracts on there. As I was looking over this when it came out last week, I just thought it was maybe necessary to remind everyone that most of this stuff doesn't even have to be on our consent agenda. Most of these have dollar amounts that are far, far under what will be required to be posted on our agenda. But just, Mr. Hardesty and myself have decided that in effort to be completely transparent, we just put everything on there so the public can see exactly where our dollars are going and how things are being spent. So I think almost, if not all, of these items on our consent agenda really don't even have to be on there, but they are there so everybody can see exactly what's going on with the finances. So if we have no questions or concerns or comments, then we can move on to 4.12, which is approval of the consent agenda, and I would just ask for a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Neely has made the motion.
Second.
Mr. Abest has seconded. Any other discussion at this point? All right, you've heard the motion. All in favor of approval of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. The motion carries. And we'll move on to 5, which is a financial section. We don't have anything this evening on that. That takes us to section 6. We have personnel section. We have the 6.01, which is our professional, and 6.02 is our service personnel section. And we have noted the changes that Mr. Boggs requested in his update on the service personnel section 5053S and 5060S. And we have a few other items that we'll talk about in the personnel section in just a minute. But Unless there are any other questions, I would ask for a motion to approve 6.01 and 6.02.
I'll move to approve both.
Second.
Okay, we have the motion by Mr. Best, seconded by Ms. Neely. Any other discussion on 6.01 and 6.02, professional personnel and service personnel at this time? Okay, if not, you've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. The motion carries. And that takes us over to 6.03 and 6.04, which is dealing with administrative leave of service personnel. And I would just make a motion that we would go into executive session to have a personnel, I'm sorry.
Mr. Hardisty's going to want to speak. Ashley.
Actually, there's a couple of things. So,
I'm sorry.
what I would like to,
I told him to do something else.
well, I actually have two things, and I apologize. The first one is, Mr. Abbas was talking about the backpack program, and I just wanted to take a moment and thank all of the organizations who freely give to that, organize that for all of our schools, deliver it to our schools. We have many churches and organizations around the area. We certainly appreciate that. Many of them also work with a gentleman who we never hear from because he just does his job without any fanfare, without any drama, and it just makes it happen. And that's Travis Alston running the food service department. He goes after different grants and actually supports those food banks within churches or whatever that go straight back into our schools into that food backpack program. And it doesn't supply all of the need, but it's certainly a big help. And then our community, they just really show up for our kids, and I'm truly thankful for that. So I just want to take a moment and just kind of piggyback on what you said, Mr. Abbas. It's something that is not common, but it's something that helps hundreds of our kids every Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm glad you did because I don't know enough about the details of it to speak intelligibly about it, but very impressive.
Yes. The other thing I would like to take a moment and do is we have a new administrator. Well, we have a transferring administrator that was just approved on the agenda at the newly formed coordinator of curriculum position for secondary schools. And we have Dr. Justina White. And so, who do you have here supporting you this evening? Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, and sorry, I was on a roll and we were moving and forgot all about it. But congratulations, and I think we're all confident that you'll do a great job. Thanks. Now we are at 6.03 and 6.04, and I will make the motion to go into executive session for a personnel matter. Do I have a second from Ms. Smalley? All in favor of executive session for a personnel matter signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. We're in executive session. We have a motion to return to open session.
So moved.
Ms. Neely's made the motion, Ms. Smalley has seconded. All in favor of returning to open session signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No, we're back in open session, and we're at 6.03 and 6.04, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Hardesty.
Thank you, President Polly. For 6.03, I recommend that the board ratify the administrative leave of service employee Ashley Bates with pay that began September 21st, 2025, and will continue until a resolution is reached.
Okay, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Do you have a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve.
Mr. Best has made the motion.
I second.
It's been seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No, the motion carries. And 6.04.
Thank you, President Polly. I recommend that the board ratify the administrative leave of service employee Julian Coleman with pay that began September 30th, 2025, and will continue until a resolution is reached.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion for approval?
I move that we approve.
Okay, Ms. Childers has made the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Abess has seconded. All in favor of approval of the superintendent's recommendation on 6.04, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. The motion carries and is approved. And we'll move along to Section 7, which is approval of special board items. We don't have anything listed there at this time. And that takes us to Section 8, which is an update on current legal issues, and I believe we need to have a little update on that. So I'll make a motion that we go into executive session for an update on current legal issues. Do I have a second? Second. Ms. Smalley has seconded. All in favor of going into executive session for an update on current legal issues, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. We're back in executive session.
Oh, here's the book. Is this your copy? Okay.
All right, we are now in open session, and the only thing left on our agenda is adjournment. I'll take a motion. Oh, do you need?
Did we vote to come back in
Yeah.
open? I missed.
We did. So we are in open session. Need a motion for adjournment.
I move that we adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and we are adjourned.
Good night. See you all next time. See you Friday, I hope.
5:38.